Hello everybody, I have another Mystery Box Monday video for you. So here is my box of mystery items and it's getting pretty empty, so this project is going to be wrapping up pretty soon. So I take my box off screen and I pull out 3 mystery items, much like those popular cooking shows, and I will create one project with these 3 mystery items. So that first item is actually an enamel pin. That is a Simon Says stamp product, and that's actually where I got this mystery box. And then I have a little stamp by Lawn Fawn that says Mahalo. And then that last package is a little package of sequins by Studio Katia. So I'm going to take these 3 products and make a project today, and actually today's lesson is less about the project and more about a fun little technique. So that Mahalo stamp inspired me to pull out my Hawaii album, and as you can see on this front cover of the album there's a window there for a little title, and I've never done anything with it. So I decided today with that Mahalo word would be a great day to decorate the front of that album. Now I pulled out a bunch of other products. I have my 3 mystery items there. I did pull out a stamp set so I could spell the word Hawaii, and this stamp set came from another Mystery Box Monday video, and you can go back and see all my other videos. I'll have a link for you. And these 2 ink pads actually came from another Mystery Box Monday video. Now, this enamel pin I'm going to use as a stamp, and that's what I want to kind of highlight today with a technique. So I'm going to use Versamark ink and some heat embossing powder to actually use that as a stamp for creating a heat embossed image. All right, let's get started on this project. I am using this alphabet set, and a lot of alphabet sets don't have multiples of each letter, so when I'm needing to spell a word that has multiple letters, like duplicates of the A and the I and the word Hawaii, I will just line things up on a ruler and I will leave myself I'll use the letter to give myself spacing, and then leave that gap when I stamp the first batch of letters, and then go back in and fill in the gaps with the duplicate letters that I need. And I just stamp these with Versamark and I heat emboss them because I am going to use those 2 ink pads to add some ink blending to this. And I took my word Mahalo from the Lawn Fawn set, and I am also going to be heat embossing that. And then here is where the technique comes in, so let me slow you down for just a minute. Now, I have done stamping in the past with a kind of household or unusual items, and this little pin, I knew I wouldn't want to use the whole pin on a project of any kind really because it's just too chunky. So I started thinking about what I could do with it. And the nice thing about an enamel pin is that, or at least many enamel pins, I wouldn't say all of them, the metal of the pin leaves a raised edge, and then the enamel colorful part often sinks down into the well of the shape of the pin. So you can use that raised edge of the pin as a stamp. Now I did put that little black mat under my project is a foam mat, and that gives me some wiggle room so that when I'm pressing on my pin, that can help the grooves make a good impression. Now you can see that I took it off screen and I heat embossed it, and it came up with a nice lovely image, and I'm going to repeat this process a little bit underneath the word Hawaii. So I'm using that little piece of scratch paper to give myself a mask so I don't accidentally stamp over other parts of my project. And when I'm using this little pin as a stamp, I'm going to twist it and turn it and kind of give myself different parts of the flower that will show, so it appears as if I actually have more flowers or more different shapes of flowers than I actually do. And that's achieved just by giving it a little bit of a turn and a twist between each stamping impression. I'm going to speed you back up through the rest of this stamping as you kind of get the idea of how I'm moving on. And once I get all of my stamping done, I take it back off screen and I heat emboss it, and there you can see the variety of pattern I got with that flower. All right, we're going to move even faster through the rest of the project since this isn't the details that I wanted to show you. I'm just using some of that ink to do some ink blending, and I'm just using some little foam makeup sponges and a couple of different colors. And the heat embossing helps kind of keep the ink out of the areas where I don't want it to show up. And so you can see I'm just using some kind of tropical colors here as I go around. And then I do, in a minute here, I do pull out another color of ink from my stash that is a pink because I wanted to add some detail to those flowers because they were pretty plain all by themselves. And also because those sequins are pink, I wanted to incorporate that color a little bit more. And I'm using this Wink of Stella glitter brush pen, which is a fluid pen that just has like a clear ink in it with a bunch of sparkle. And if you don't know these pens, they are really fun to work with. I just pressed my ink pad against a stamp block to give myself a puddle of ink for this kind of watercolor painting technique. That heat embossing helps hold the ink in. And I'm concentrating the color in the center of the flowers and then making the color softer around the edges, and that gives me some more detail and color that makes me happy, and it also fits well with these sequins. So I'm just sprinkling on a few sequins and gluing them down just to finish off this project. And as I finish off, I just want to let you know that if you ever want to try stamping with some unusual items from your house, go for it. I mean, just look for something that will have a raised edge, something like mesh bag from a produce bag. Cup rims can make great circles. Fork tines can make interesting hash mark shapes. So go wander around your house and look for some interesting items and challenge yourself to pick an item that would make an interesting stamp. And if you do, leave me a comment below and I would love to check it out. If you enjoyed this video, please do give it a like. And if you'd like to see my future videos, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything. Thank you for joining me.